Are you curious what God can do for you? Are you curious about who God is? What you can experience with it? I'm Brandon. This is One Day at a Time, and today I want to talk about what He's done for me. And He's done a lot of things for me. And what's really cool is I keep walking through this. You look at the past, even though I've only been walking with God for 4 months now. As you look through the past, like you see Him in, or I see Him in a lot of different events that happened in my life, with His guidance, with His support, with His love. And even so now, like I still walk through things, and it's really cool having experiences where He talks to me through various ways. And the biggest thing for me, like when I found God, I was at a really low point with my anxiety, my depression, my self hatred. Like it was a pretty bad time, and I'd say it was probably one of the lowest I've ever felt. And that's when I decided to go to church. And when the service started for the first time, like the weight of anxiety and depression was just lifted off my shoulders. I was given peace. I was given relief, and it brought me to tears, honestly. And it was really cool, like having that experience and knowing that, like I've tried to find relief from my anxiety and depression for years, and I wasn't able to do it on my own. But that's the point. Like we're not meant to do it on our own. We have God to help us with it. As I walk through things, like I struggle with things, and I've talked about how much I overachieve and try to make everything above and beyond, and sometimes I fall short for my own stupid standards. And it's been really cool as I walk through the healing on that I've received messages about the only thing that you need to do is believe in God and walk with God. But if you make a mistake, like it's not over, it's not the end of it. You just got to keep going. I've heard this a couple times now. None of this is my own. Some of it, but like I listen to a lot of sermons, so like I do hear a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different like wording, things that I feel like really stick and help. And like, you know, I was listening to Pastor Joby Martin, and he was talking about it, and he had mentioned it from somebody else who had said it. But when you get to heaven, the only paperwork that matters isn't your resume. It's not all the things that you did, things you didn't do. The only thing that matters when you get there is that you have the invitation from Jesus. Just like when Jesus was crucified on the cross, the one guy next to him that was a thief, his whole life, he gets up to heaven and he said, the guy in the middle said I could come. And that's all it comes down to. It doesn't matter how much we do or don't do. And I know that I've been struggling with that a lot because, like, I try to do the most that I can do. And, some of it is past trauma that leads me to feel like I always have to prove myself and be doing something to be counted for anything. But that's not how it works with God. He just wants you to believe in Him, trust in Him, give your life to Him. And it's been really cool to just be reassured through that I'm doing good. But if I don't do everything that I want to do, it doesn't mean that it doesn't count. It doesn't mean that I failed. It doesn't mean that I get turned away. None of that matters. The only thing that matters in the end is that Jesus invited you, that He called you to be with Him. And it's been really reassuring, you know, hearing those things. There's a lot of times where I'll be struggling with something, you say a prayer, I throw on a sermon, and it's really cool when God answers the prayers of things that I'm struggling with a sermon that's literally exactly what I need to hear. And the fun thing when I do that is that I just load into YouTube, and whatever sermon pops up first is what I turn on. And it's usually either Joby Martin or Stephen Furtick. Those are the two main people that I've been listening to. And it's made such a huge difference. And aside from that, like I've been putting on worship music and everything. That's what I listen to. Christian music all day, every day. I don't listen to secular music anymore, and it really does make a difference. And it's really cool to walk through the journey. And the biggest thing for me, like I've been reading the Bible. I've got to step up a little bit. I know that I need to push myself through that. But it's really cool when you do read the Bible and like something really sticks out to you. Something like smacks you in the face when you start reading it. It's usually him talking to you. It's something that he wants to reveal to you. And for me, I know there's a couple books and a couple areas that really speak to me. The book of Ephesians, specifically the armor of God, like that's Ephesians 6. Uh, we don't fight a battle in flesh and blood. It's a spiritual battle with the demons in the world, the demons in our mind, with the devil himself. So we got to put on the armor of God. Get ready for war. Worship is war. We're fighting a battle. Jesus already won the battle. He already defeated the devil, but we still need to walk in that. And how do we do that? Through prayer and worship, through reading the Bible. I talked about it last week where I made my list. I made a list of It Is Written. This past week, I had some opportunities to use that list, and it made such a huge difference. And I thought that was really cool. I knew that it would make a difference, but it's cool being able to use the power that we've been given from God. And for me, like, I had another situation that I've been dealing with someone close to us that isn't going favorably. And I took the opportunity to say my piece. I spelled out how I felt. I did it as righteously as I could. And it was a situation that was really stressing me out. Once I said my piece on it, anytime that the thoughts came back, I said, well, whatever the outcome, I said everything that I needed to say about how I was feeling. And it takes the power away from it. So when the lies come in your head, like, if you guys haven't watched the last episode with the It Is Written, like, I made a list. It is posted in the community page on YouTube here. I also shared it on my Facebook page. Use it. Add to it. I want to add to it. It's going to be an open-ended list. I don't know right now it has it in, but there's already a couple that I want to add to it. And just having scripture to combat the lies has really opened my eyes to the power that we have over the darkness in our heads and in our minds. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit different. As you can see, I'm in a house. It's not my house. I'm going on vacation, which I'm really excited for that. A time to get away and a time to just turn off the everyday and focus on God and relaxing and having a good time. It's going to be really interesting. You might see a video or two from where I'm going. I'm going down to Florida, so it's going to be nice and warm. It won't be as cold as it is up here, so that'll be a nice change of pace too. But if anyone is struggling, if anyone's curious, if you're curious about God and church, talk to someone. Shoot me a message. I am more than willing to share my story and the experiences that I've had. He's done so much for me. It's crazy to think that it's only been 4 months for me because the transformation has been so vast. Like, I'm more of who I wanted to be than I ever thought that I could be. For so long, I fought with the demons in my head, and I wanted to be better, and I couldn't do it. And the reason why I couldn't do it is because I didn't have God on my side. I wasn't focused on Him. I didn't know the power that He gave me. So if you're curious, like, reach out to people. Reach out to me. There's plenty of people that will share their testimony with you without making you feel any type of way. You know, some people are misguided in their religion, and it does put a damper on things. And I know for me, for a while, like, that was a part of the reason why I was so against it. Is that some people, the way that they conducted themselves and talked, like, it just didn't feel right, and it doesn't. It's not supposed to be that way. As brothers in Christ here, we're supposed to love everybody as Jesus loved us. Jesus died for us because He loved us, and that's the ultimate sacrifice. So, if you're curious, just find the right people. No one's going to make you feel pressured. I won't make you feel pressured. I know what that can do to people. As my wife says, some people say they're not ready to go to church or ready for God, but what do you got to get ready for? You don't have to clean your house before Jesus comes in. Makes me laugh, but it's true. Some people, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But what are you waiting for? If you're not ready, that's all the more reason why you are ready. He's there. He's there for you at your lowest point. He's ready. But you got to be able to humble yourself and admit that you need Him. I know I need Him. I know that none of this podcast, my positivity, my new outlook on life, none of this would be possible without him. It's changed so much, and I want to help others see the light and love of God. I want to help others not struggle with the darkness the way that I did for so long. And if that's you and you're curious, take a chance. You know, God can take the faith of a mustard seed and move a mountain. He doesn't need much, just a little. You're not too broken. You're not too abused and worn down and beat down. You're perfect for him. He made you in his image, and he's perfect, which means you're perfect. So don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. What's the worst that's going to happen? Doesn't work out? Cool. What if it does work out? What if your life changes? I know mine did. I took that first step, then I never expected any of this. I never expected to be surrounded by people who genuinely love me through the church. Like, it's cool. Like, I have such a big family of people that I do consider family. And it's really made such a huge difference. And if that's you, see where it goes. Until next time, take everything one day at a time.